Hackforce'21. Hello. Hello. Check. Hello. Hello. Welcome to Hackforce 2021. Hackforce 2021 is a Salesforce hackathon conducted by Yarl Salesforce Ohana. Yarl Salesforce Ohana is a community contains trailblazer community groups, developer community group, Salesforce administrator community group, women in tech community group. We Yarl Salesforce Ohana conducting this Salesforce hackathon to improve the knowledge of the Northern Province IT peoples in Salesforce platform. We warmly welcome you to this event, and now we are going to the event. Thank you.
the galaxy of intellectuals, invited guests, IT experts, and my dear friends. Yarl Salesforce Ohana is a community which gives happy learning and hands-on experience in Salesforce platform, especially in the IT field, which is the turbulence in this era. Hackforce 2021, a Salesforce hackathon, is really a chance for our young and dynamic individuals to uphold the current IT industry to capture the challenges we face, the endeavors we made, and the success we achieved, and show what we are and what we will be. Hence, I want to stand with you to exchange those profound wishes and greetings from the bottom of our hearts to welcome each and every one of you for this remarkable occasion. We are extremely happy to have you with us today to share our joy and delightful moments of the days we passed since the Yarl Salesforce Ohana have been created. We grow and scale successfully only with our dedication towards individual and group work. Today, I would like to point your attention to our fresh faces in the volunteer category who are a part of the history of Yarl Salesforce Ohana since 2019. You are an integral part of Yarl Salesforce Ohana success story, and we need you as much as you need us. In the coming months, you will learn and practice initiative programs via webinars, seminars, and exclusive events designed to enhance your hands-on experience and professional skills. On behalf of our community, Yarl Salesforce Ohana, I sincerely thank and acknowledge every one of you who extend help to us for making this event a grand success. We wish you all a happy and memorable stay with us here today. Once again, I welcome each one of you and all of you today will be fun and full of learning. Happy learning. Let's start the occasion with our traditional auspicious landlighting ceremony as a tribute to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. For this, I would like to invite our Yarl Salesforce Ohana founder, Ms. Brenda. Thank you, madam. Next, I would like to invite our official community partner, theoretical, Mr. Sujit. Thank you. Next, our official technology partner, Mr. Sandire. Next, I would like to invite our official network partner, Mr. Vivian. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite our participant, Mr. Sajivan. Then, Ms. Daksha. Thank you. Considering the time session, may I request Ms. Brenda to continue the session. Ms. Brenda, the podium is over to you. Thanks, Mahana. So let's get into the main session of our Hackforce'21. So as we share in our agenda, the morning session will be some tech talk session. After that, we are giving some 2 hours pre-evaluation and practicing teaching and presentation, practicing for the presentation session. After that, we will again start our session at 1 o'clock to open the Hackforce, as well as 1:50 we are starting our evaluation. So those who are joined virtually, you can join us for the evaluation to see what performance of our participants. After the evaluation, we will have our awarding ceremony and we will conclude the event. So in order to start our tech talk, I would like to invite Mr. Dhanushya Mahatandila. So Dhanushya Mahatandila working as a practice manager for Virtusa Sri Lanka, as well as he is a senior architect Salesforce. So I want to welcome Dhanushya to start his speech.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen. Good morning. Hi, good morning, team. Are you able to hear me? Hi, team.
Daksh, I think they can hear you. I think they're asking you to start, I think.
Oh, okay. Thanks for that. Hi. Hi. You can see my screen as well, right?
Uh,
Uh, Good morning, everyone. I'm Danusha Mahatantila. I'm the I lead the Salesforce Colombo practice, and I am engaged with multiple engagements across Virtusa globally. So I warmly welcome you all to this session. So over 2 decades ago, Salesforce pioneered the cloud by moving to cloud where business could run from anywhere without the requirement of hardware and software to be installed in our own servers. And a new technology model was born. So today they are the leader and the number one CRM in the world, and their innovative platform of business is helping their customers to be on the cutting edge of mobile, social, and data sciences. And Salesforce is one of the fastest growing companies in the world. So we in Salesforce Ohana are privileged to be part of this growth in Salesforce plus our community in Sri Lanka. So what does the industry have to say about Salesforce? So you all know Salesforce has received a lot of accolades from press, but their key strategy is to support their customers in their business growth, as well as support their partners and developers like you and me into growing in terms of Salesforce. So you can see that Fortune has ranked Salesforce as one of its Fortune 500 companies, world's most admired companies, and 100 best companies to work for. So let's look at what IDC has said. IDC is stating like Salesforce is one of the leading or the leading CRM for over 7 years in a row. So IDC, Forbes, these are massive giants in the industry who are quoting what a great and a tremendous technology company is Salesforce. So as you can see, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, where employees like you and me who have rated Salesforce as one of the or the best place to work in globally. So guys, we are part of a great Ohana. So that's a great privilege to be part of. So what is Salesforce? So I believe like we have a new Ohana here where there might be juniors who are in this community as well as there might be seniors in this community. So when I started with Salesforce, I also come from a Java background. So I believe there might be a similar background team members who are seated in this session. So you might be wondering, what is Salesforce? Is it a sales tool? Is it a CRM? Is it something else? So I was also thinking when I moved from Java enterprise development into Salesforce in my career, what Salesforce was. So in a nutshell, you will understand Salesforce is a SaaS and a PaaS product. So when you get into Salesforce, you are privileged and you are given the opportunity to work on both environments, SaaS as well as the PaaS. So SaaS is where the Salesforce CRM comes into play, where we have the out-of-the-box features in Salesforce, such as different products like marketing, sales, service, platform to build enterprise scale applications like what me and my team at Virtusa are developing for our customer day in and day out to go to market very fast. Because I have been in different technology scopes where to go to market, it takes a bit of time than what I have seen in Salesforce, which is the key strength in my experience when we decide on which technology, which platform to utilize. So there might be techies in the community saying, hey, is Salesforce only having out-of-the-box features? But no, Salesforce has its platform as a service. So what does platform as a service offer? So as you all may know, Salesforce is a multi-tenant environment where they have their industry-leading services, which Salesforce themselves are using, as well as they have given exposed via the platform to companies like us who are working in enterprise scale development, as well as developers and techies like you and me to utilize those available services to build applications. So Salesforce PaaS is growing and CRM is growing. So for example, platform as a services, we have the force.com platform, we have the Heroku platform. So Heroku platform allows you to utilize open source technologies such as Java, Ruby, Python, to name a few, to go to market and to develop using open source standards. So it's a mix of SaaS as well as PaaS, where we in the industry are utilizing when we deliver our solution to our customers throughout the globe. So it's imperative that as a individual, you learn both worlds to grow in Salesforce. So Salesforce follows a pricing model where you pay as you go. So for example, it's like a utility, right? You pay for what you use. Like if you are using dial-up mobile services, if you are using internet, 5G connections, things like that, the services you use only you need to pay. So that is one of the key strengths in Salesforce. So let's look at the architecture in a nutshell. So I will not go deep into the architecture because of the time frame, but this is a summary overview of the Salesforce platform. So as you can see, the bottom tier, hope you all can see my pointer. So the bottom tier is the trusted multi-tenant cloud, because Salesforce believes in trust, which is key when we decide on a platform in enterprise development, as well as when we deliver solutions. I myself is working in the healthcare and life sciences domain, which is very critical because we are dealing with health information. So that's why trust is very critical. So with this multi-tenant platform and seamless upgrades which Salesforce gives us, we don't need to worry about infrastructure. So for example, let me give a brief example of my past career when I was developing in Java. So when I was a Java enterprise architect, we need to set up servers, we need to look at databases, we need to look at security, load balancing, things like that. But Salesforce abstracts that layer and they manage that. So it gives us the opportunity to focus on the business which we need to deliver the function. And so it removes a lot of overhead for the development. So with the seamless upgrades, we know that we are getting the best features and we are getting the best security throughout the year. So we don't have to worry whether we need to apply one patch to one of the servers, which patch to select, because Salesforce handles that by themselves. The next thing which I want to highlight is the metadata platform. So metadata platform, when you read in Salesforce, is how Salesforce maintains our applications, code, everything. Okay. So because of this metadata platform, which is decoupled from the service layer, it allows Salesforce to give seamless upgrades. So for example, I have been in the industry for over 14 plus years. So in Salesforce over a decade. So in the decade of experience which I have with Salesforce working for enterprise customers, I didn't have to worry about upgrading servers, upgrading uh, other applications when I'm using Salesforce because of the seamless upgrades which are happening. But there are certain features which you can enable, which you have to enable based on their updates. That's about it. So that's why if you can see, Salesforce has a large enterprise ecosystem. Because of this trust, scalability, customers across the globe understand the value. So that's why they build on top of Salesforce. And that's why large companies like where I work, Virtusa, and other leading companies across the globe are using Salesforce to deliver products to the end customers. So on top of all these, you have the CRM suite. You have the sales, service, marketing, communities, to name a few. So there was a good example in Salesforce where they were having a small video clip where how Salesforce features can be used. So let's say I'm a marketer. So I'll be using the marketing cloud features to promote my product. Okay. So let's say I promote my product. So you sell using the sales cloud. So that's the sales cloud. So after you sell, what happens? Normally in industry, you need to support the after sales. So for that, you have the service cloud. So on top of that, you have analytics as well as younger generation, we always go from mobile, right? And we always use portal. So that's where communities comes into play. So Salesforce takes care of all the things to acquire and to showcase the customer 360-degree for the client. So wrapped everything, we have the APIs, we have the identity services. Those who are coming from different backgrounds, you might be wondering how we can integrate Salesforce. Salesforce, it's not a isolated environment. We definitely integrate with a lot of things. So in our enterprise day-to-day development, we use APIs to communicate with external services as well as to do authentication with identity providers. So here is a quick journey of Salesforce. So you all can see Salesforce is ahead the curve in terms of the technology as well as where they are heading, right? So they started off in the cloud in over 2 decades ago, and they are journeying through space and time and the industry leading the changes. So in terms of AI, in terms of integrations, they have a gamut of tools. So as you all know, since you all have been part of this Ohana, you all would have seen like a few years ago, Salesforce acquired MuleSoft, Salesforce acquired Tableau, ClickSoft. Giants in the industry, they have acquired. So if a developer or an individual who is getting involved in Salesforce, they should not worry about whether I'll only be working in Salesforce. No, you need to constantly keep your knowledge up to date because Salesforce themselves are giving major updates for all their products, as well as you can see, they have acquired multiple large giants in terms of the integration space, in terms of the analytics. So as a group, as a developer, as an architect, as a delivery lead or PM, we have to keep abreast of the latest technology and strategy. So how does this secret sauce allows us to go faster? So traditionally, if you can see on the top row, is this traditional way of developing. So you get the idea or you get the requirement, then you need to buy hardware and software. You need to set it up. Then you need to see what are the security aspects which we need to implement, whether we need to purchase certain new security tools, how to do that. Then if you say your application needs to be mobile or social or responsive, you might need to do certain tweaks. So it takes a bit of time to go to market. But with Salesforce, if you can see the bottom layer, it's very quick because Salesforce gives all these features in their platform itself. So for example, when we are working in the healthcare domain, one of our customers, they wanted a mobile-based community where users can use the browser to connect to their platform plus mobile. So it was very quick. We just had to spin up a community in Salesforce and do development in Lightning, which is similar to JSPs who are familiar with Java or ASP pages in .NET. So we have Aura components or LWC, which is like a single page application similar to Angular React. So it was quick to turn around this requirement and to go to market. So that's why you see, you have the idea, you use the inbuilt tools, then you can quickly go to market without a hassle, thinking, how to do security, how to be mobile responsive, to name a few. So these are a couple of massive customers you can see who are using Salesforce. So it's tremendous how Salesforce is expanding their footprint. So what's in it for you? So I'll quickly touch base because the next session will go in deeper to this. So you can see that this is a IDC published white paper where they are saying in 2024, as you can see on the left, top left corner, Salesforce is wanting to introduce 4.2 million jobs. Guys, million jobs, right? So you can see the regions in APAC, Europe, as well as North America. There's a massive boom. So with this boom, what does it mean for us? So large enterprise customers like us, we are doing multiple projects throughout the globe in USA, in APAC, EMEA, to name a few areas. So when enterprise organization get multiple projects, so that's where the community, that's where you and I as an individual comes into play, because there is going to be a boom in job demand, in the expertise required for sales. So there's a tremendous growth which I have seen myself throughout this over a decade, looking at the community growth in Colombo. And with community leaders and communities like these, we grow exponentially day by day. So you can see Salesforce is not only targeting developers. You can see there are administrators, business analysts, quality assurance, project managers, and a diversity of jobs. And these are a couple of areas like you can look into when you come into Salesforce. There's a tremendous support from the community, multiple learning materials, because when I started, we only have the Salesforce documentation, but you guys are privileged because you have the Trailhead, a very gamified way of learning, and there's high demand across the globe. So these are a couple of things to ponder about. So thank you. To be ahead the curve, Salesforce is definitely the platform to choose. Thank you very much. Over to you, Brenda.
Growing community like us. So most of the participants are non-Salesforce students. They are very eager in Salesforce. That's why they learned Salesforce and came up to this level. This talk will be very much useful for them. Thanks, Dhanusha.
Thank you, team.
Is the associate architect in Virtusa. He's going to talk about Salesforce in Sri Lanka. So I would like to ask Virat, you can start the presentation.
Okay, thank you, Brenda. Okay, hi all. So happy to have you all in this event and hope you are excited and can't wait till this hackathon starts. So I'll make my speech short and sweet. So once again, thanks Brenda for the introduction. So okay, anyhow, so I'm Virat Lineke and I am a Salesforce certified architect with 16 Salesforce professional certifications, where I hold 600 plus Trailhead badges. And I'm proud to say that I am the first ranger in Sri Lanka and currently working at Virtusa as an associate architect in the healthcare domain. Before I talk about Salesforce market in Sri Lanka, let me tell you my story. So I have moved with different technologies time to time, where I have started my career with Java, then VB6, .NET, and even I worked with ASP.NET as well. About 9 or 10 years back, while I was engaged in .NET projects, where I was mastering Microsoft technologies, My operation manager at that time reached out to me and asking me to move to a different project. And he gave me two technologies to choose. So one project is a very popular technology at that time where there was a big market and that was rapidly growing at that time. And the second option he gave to me is the Salesforce project. Honestly, I never heard about Salesforce at that time, and like you guys, so because at that time we don't have this much of resources or like a meetups like that. So, but somehow I was able to do some research and did some background reading, and then I decided to move with Salesforce, and to the date, trust me, I would never regret on that decision. Why? Salesforce has grown massively ever since I know, and every day it opens up so many opportunities in the market. So even at Virtusa, we have many openings waiting for the right candidate to fill in that position. So other than Virtusa, there are many European, Australian, US, and Indian companies are looking for Salesforce professionals. There's a huge market for Salesforce professional in Sri Lanka, even outside of the country as well. So to make your decision right, you need to act fast and you need to select the right path which work for you. So my advice to all of you is to set up your own plan. Maybe you can start with earning badges with Trailhead, which is a fun way of learning Salesforce and understand the platform way. Let me rephrase what I just said in a different way. It's not just earning badges. In order to make it work, you need to make yourself aware about the things you have read, right? So in my old days, as I mentioned, we never had much resources, and we have to dig into so much of technical stuff. We have to even we didn't have much blogs like these days. So you guys have so much of resources now out there. Salesforce providing very comprehensive support with the documentation, technical stuff, the events like this. So utilize all when you have the chance. And after that, let's say you have so many badges under your name, but for the market, that might not be enough. So in Sri Lankan market or any other, you need to justify that you are a certified professional. So you need to plan for your first Salesforce professional certification, and trust me, that will be your unforgettable milestone in your career. And after you get the certification, and once it is come to your blood, so you can gradually take up few more certification, and you can gradually climb up the Salesforce certification parts, and also you can climb up your career as well. There are different journeys in Salesforce certification path which you can follow once you experience with those platform features going forward. And one key thing to highlight, Salesforce is a powerful cloud platform, as Dhanush already explained. So as you know, great power comes with more responsibilities. Since it's on cloud, we need to adhere to set of governor rules, which is not like we used to do with any other technologies. So you need to understand how it differs from one platforms, and for example, Java or any other languages you are using currently. And if you move to Salesforce, we have a language called Alex. So you need to understand how it execute, or how the Salesforce internally organized, so in order to be valuable professional to the market, where the market is vastly growing. And as Dhanush already explained to you, when we compare with other technologies, Salesforce is far ahead there. So even currently in Sri Lanka, there are a lot of demand to Salesforce developers, administrators, consultants, and every day, day by day, it's rapidly growing. So even as I said, even at Virtusa, we have so many openings. So as an enterprise company, you can experience those stuff in the future if you obtain the required knowledge. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you capture most important things that I want to convey to you all regards to Salesforce and its market. So if there's anything, you can reach out to Brenda, or maybe you can reach out to me. Thank you, and have a nice hackathon. And over to you, Brenda.
Yes, thanks, Vira. So that was a good session. So both Dhanushka and Vira both are very experienced Salesforce professionals in Sri Lanka who are holding the most number of certifications. They started their career with a different technology and they ended with Salesforce, but still they have the deep knowledge. So as Dhanushka and Vira explained, you need to have the multiple area domain knowledge as well as to do the Salesforce development. So anyway, in IT industries like that only, not like university studies, we are focusing only one language and working with that language assignments and all. It's not like that. Industry every year or every month you have to learn something and you have to grow. I would say every day you have to learn something. Right? Okay. So team, with that, we are end of tech talks for the morning session. So now we are going to start with our pre-evaluation and looking at the team one by one. So we are closing the live by now and we will resume that at 1 p.m. So from 1 p.m. we will have another series of tech talks as well as evaluations and Thanksgiving and more. So those who join virtually, I would request you all of you to join that at 1 p.m. to follow us. And those who are in person, we are going to start a tough time of you. So get ready for the challenge. Thanks, team.